So since first shooting the video on my first circuit, I've completed several more circuits. So here is the upstairs bathroom, and I'll just get some good light on this. And basically our circuit entry comes through, and fortunately I have a double stud wall, so I wasn't upset with hacking out the top plate like that. The other, and this isn't a bearing wall, it's just holding up the ceiling joists, but there's no attic above, so there's no weight. But anyway, there's the entrance. We've got the return plates from Radiant Design and Supply. They make them out of a plywood with a sort of an MDF layer on the top, and then their transfer plates and the polyiso foil face polyiso inserts between the transfer plates. So we come up, basically our supply is going to be here, so that our hottest water is on the outside wall, and then we just wrap back and forth until we are leaving on the circuit on the right hand side and out and down. So you can get some pretty tight corners with these returns. It is a little bit challenging to route the pipe in them. You really have to get your muscles going. I find it most useful to try to bend the pipe about a foot and a half away from the bend, and you'll get a nice natural curve. And you just kind of, as you're bending it, you take your rubber mallet and you kind of knock it into place gradually around the corner until you've knocked it into place. Knocking the tube into these transfer plates takes quite a bit of pounding, because they are such a tight fit and they basically snap into place. You really have to hit them fairly hard with the rubber mallet. It's not like systems that you read online where they're just pushing it in with a wood float, like a tile float. These you have to knock in, and you have to ensure that they've snapped in their little grooves. Otherwise, they'll end up being proud of the surface. So you just kind of run your finger all the way along after that you've knocked it in, and make sure that it's seated properly. By the time I got to this, I think this was the fourth circuit, I was able to plan a little bit better on the routing. Actually, even by the second circuit, I was doing that, which I'll show you downstairs, so that I could sort of adjust where the plates went, so they generally missed obstructions. I have this one here, the HRB exhaust. I don't mind too much about these because I know I'm not going to be drilling any more holes here, where on the LEDs I'm still going to have to drill a hole through the drywall, and I'm going to want to obviously still stay well away from the pipes. So that's the bathroom. The spare bedroom upstairs at the south east corner is also done, and it went fairly smoothly, no big issues. And again, we have a return and a supply, so the supply is coming out the right and the return coming back through the left. And basically I've always got the supply going so that it is the first outside circuit. So basically we've got it going along here, and then it's winding its way back from the south wall, which is going to be the highest heat gain or the highest heat loss because of the size of the window. So earlier I showed you the office, which was the first circuit, and the one I had the most learning curve on as far as which adhesives to use, and laying out the spacing to avoid holes and all that kind of stuff. The next one I did was the hallway. So So this one, again, is a fairly limited number of circuits because we have a limited heat loss. The wall on the left is a shared wall with a garage, so it's insulated on this side with 3.5 inches and on the other side with 6. So very little heat loss. Our roof is R66 effective, not nominal. So it's got very little heat loss. And so anyway, this is the front entrance. We've got the four circuits, well, 8 circuits, the 4 lanes, and coming back to basically here. And had to redo a little bit because I had forgotten to put in that last pot light. So I had to unclick the pipe from the transfer plates and then cut the track down and avoid that the last pot light. I still have to insulate all of the the pipes in the ceilings. I can just slide the tubes onto the insulation tubes onto the PEX. But I just wanted to get the PEX into place. The reason I'm insulating, I'm not so much worried about the heat loss into the floor cavity, but you have to ensure that anything creating heat is kept a minimum of 1 inch away from cables, electrical cables. So that's the main reason I'm insulating. And it's just from the manifold to the edge of the panel, of the hydronic panel. The next one that we did was the the dining room. And so it's not quite finished. I needed to do the 2 that I've just shown you upstairs first, because the last run is going to go down here, or I guess it's going to be the first run. The supply will come down this side and then start wrapping back and forth from the outside edge. So this one we were able to plan fairly well and missed all of the pot lights. The middle, which is going to be over the dining room table, I didn't bother heating. Again, my loads are so low, I don't need a continuous whole ceiling system. I'm already, I think my flow is, and I'll correct this on text if it's wrong, but I think it's 0.29 gallons per minute, or gallons per minute. I think that's what it is, but it's really low, and we're only talking about 85 degree heating water. So really quite cool. So basically I only needed a little bit on that side. Where are we? On that side, and then these tracks here to meet the dining room's load. So next will be to finish off the dining room, and by that I have to finish insulating the tubes, close in this ceiling, then I can run the last track and then put the tube in the dining room, and then that'll be done, and we will work on then the living room. So thanks for visiting. Hope you like these videos. Please press like and subscribe if this is of interest to you, and please visit us at theenclosure.ca. I'll leave a link below for the journal entry that corresponds to this video. Take care and talk to you again soon.